Okay, so yeah, 24 hours when you're spending it with your best friends, it won't feel like 24 hours, I guess. I mean, like, I'm going to explain the relationship between a consultant and her upline, which is the management. I think it's very important, and I think what I have with Amir is a great friendship, relationship, and also upline, downline, where we don't just talk about the business, but we also talk about, you know, everything else that surrounds our life and the business itself. So it was a fun journey, and especially because I'm also here with my best friend Sarah, which is my very first recruit actually. So I was very proud that she now becomes, you know, one of 5 Indonesia's executive team. So and then Amir was talking about how I grew my network. So I called my network the BCN. It's the BC network. We actually like have our own landing pages. We have our own network that we built ourselves back from 2006 when me and Dini decided to. Dini is another best friend of mine. She's a very famous internet marketer in Indonesia, and we decided like to build Oriflame, you know, around internet marketing. So then we asked the permission of Oriflame, and then we got it, and then so we built our first website. And so basically, like our global director was explaining, everything like we do on the internet, we should make sure that traffic goes to this website. So it either can be your Oriflame website or the Oriflame website itself. But the thing is, the Oriflame website, up to date till now, Oriflame don't have that algorithm yet, where we can make sure that everybody who gets into that website then stays as my prospect and stays as my pending member. So that's actually a request. So it'll be great if we have that. But then again, you know, so 6 years ago we decided to do it ourselves, and so everything we have to drive the traffic to that website, and we have built programming where I can make sure that everybody who went into that website, it will not get exchanged with, like, if Sarah directed that traffic or prospect. So it can go into from community, paid ads, social media, and stuff like that. But I will talk about this like more tomorrow. This is there were a couple of examples before, you know, where you can drive your traffic, the blogs and everything else. So tomorrow, Sarah will talk about blogging also, where we don't just talk about Oriflame. In fact, please do not talk about Oriflame in your blog. You don't talk about Oriflame as in that you put in the catalogs and then you sell something. In Indonesia, online selling is actually prohibited. So it's part of the code of ethics that we cannot sell online. So, but we can recruit online, and that's actually what we're going to talk about tomorrow, right? Like blogging and social media and how to recruit via online. So please do not talk about Oriflame. Like here, like I like bags, I like shoes, I will talk about that, you know. I just, you know, the reason why I love getting invited also to Europe is in Indonesia, where it's like about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, you don't get to wear boots, and I think boots are very cool. And so like
you want to stay here longer.
Don't get the wrong impression. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing is like, you know, just by posting a picture about what kind of boots that I'm gonna wear during this 5 days, that creates the hype in my Facebook page. And actually, without me talking about the Oriflame itself, you know, I'm just talking about the boots, but they get a feeling of, oh, Nadia is going to Europe because she's an Oriflame consultant. You know, so that's basically what we're going to talk about tomorrow. And then you don't always talk about blogging on a personal day-to-day basis. Sometimes we can build what we call a niche website. A niche website is a common interest website where we decide on one topic, and then, you know, make sure that topic is like something like really close to you. Here I have a blog on the work-at-home mom. This is basic because I was an internet journalist from 10 years ago. So like that is something like not quite common yet in Indonesia for somebody to work at home. So I make sure like everybody knows that you can actually work from home, you can actually do business from home. And then I made the very first Indonesian community blog for work at home moms. And then that became quite a hit. So I don't talk about Oriflame in here, but I do talk about MLM business, other MLM business. I talk about freelancing, I talk about writing, I talk about, selling stuff, which I did also a couple of years ago. And so, they trust me. Then when I say, hey, I'm now in Oriflame, don't you want to join me? Then they agree, That's how the blogging and website works. And of course, you have to talk about social media. Like I said, the booths, the everything, like, this is like micro-blogging, the Facebook, the Twittering and stuff like that. So me and Sarah, so like if I'm doing a meeting now or a training, usually we want everybody like to shut down their phone, right? So everybody has to listen to the trainer and stuff like that. But nowadays, like for the last 2 years, that cannot happen because usually they would like immediately tweet what they're hearing in the training, in the meetings, and they will like update their status. They will like take pictures and update it right away. So it's very fast. Social media is something very fast. So yeah, that is something that's like very common now in our trainings. And then, okay, when you're talking about Facebook, you can actually have two kind of things that you can promote. I will always encourage all my downlines, Sarah, Dini, Eka, and Dian, and everybody else, to have their own Facebook page. So everybody will have their own timeline of sharing what they are and what they feel about the Oriflame business. But at the other hand, I will also have a Facebook page for the club itself, my club, the network, which is the BC network. In here, we do everything together. So we have a team. I will show you later the organizational chart. We have a team who decides on what to update your status about. What kind of quizzes we're gonna promote, what kind of timeline covers everybody's gonna put on their timeline. So can you imagine, like, September was our 6th birthday last September, and we had this beautiful cover made by our design team, and it was like shared. Everybody has their timeline cover picture by that. So that would like create quite a buzz. It was a hype. So everybody was, what is this? It has the BC network, and we're not even saying like we're Oriflame consultants, but it's there. We're the BC network. It's a independent Oriflame consultant. This, but everything else, like, we do it in hype, in a big buzz. And next, okay, and sometimes tomorrow we'll talk about this also, like how to drive it through something that you buy. The ones that I talked about before is everything is free. Blogging, the Facebook, the Twittering, you do it yourself. But sometimes we can buy ads in online. So I don't know in Europe how, but in America I know it's very big, and in Indonesia right now it's also very big, including buying a Facebook ads. And that will, like, because then you can also target it, the ads to come up in which demographic or gender or stuff like that. So you can actually target your market.